the third time. We're in Tampa, Florida. Okay, so the reason why I'm here, is because I am building a legacy with Leap Squad, with this, the YouTube videos, all that stuff. I just kind of did it, right? And it was just random. I was very insecure about my writing. So my grammar and spelling is really bad. So I was like, you know what? I can't do blogs. So I tried the video stuff, and I was like, oh, I don't want to see myself editing. It's just too much, and I don't want to see myself. And then I was like, you know what? How about I just post it? These videos that you're watching now, I post them. I don't even watch them back. Like, that's why it's Track Talk Live. It's just, I say it, camera's off when it's done. Okay. And so, come on, camera, stay with me. Stay with me, camera. All right. So, Tampa, Florida. There's because I'm switching from being a coach into being a business owner. Yes, I have the program. I want to scale the program into a whole new level that no one's ever seen. There's a space right now that no one has touched, and I'm going to move into that space. And in order for me to take over that space, I need support. I need a team. It needs finances. It needs money. I could go ask for money. I could go ask for sponsors, all those things. But then I would have to then tell the sponsors what I'm doing with their money. So I say, you know what? I'm going to create my own money. Yes, create it. And so I am learning how to run a business so I can move these certain parts into it, and then build the infrastructure so that when the space is already taken, it's already filled up, and I'm already moving and no one can catch up. So I did that with track and field for high school. I'll get back onto the state pep talk in a second, but this will all tie in, I promise. I started coaching at 19 years old, so 2003, something like that, right? And I started high school coaching schoolers in 2007. My first official year of high school track and field coaching was in 2012, but I had already worked with a group of high schoolers specific to track and field in 2011. And that idea plan that I had, it worked really well, right? So one, I tried the personal training thing. I had that success. I then went to college, learned what was going on there. I then taught myself, succeeded with that, taught athletes, then got to the high school. So I basically already had a proven concept of the successes and failures. I already had all these things rolling. So when I hit the track running, then it was already immediate success. And most coaches who start for the first time, whatever age they are, it's usually their first time doing whatever they're doing. So it's going to take them some time to have their philosophy, their training methods, and so much more. Okay, but for myself, I already had that set up. So that's why I was able to have 8 CIF champions in the 8 seasons, right? And I was just looking at how many qualifiers. I think it was in the 12 years, I had like 9 or 10 state qualifiers. Anyway, the state pep talk, right? I say this example of why I'm here in Tampa. Woo! I'm in Tampa because there is a mentor that I've been following since December. I first started out with trying some of his concepts. The concepts worked. I then, bought a couple of his books. The books made sense. I applied some of those concepts, and now I'm like 100% bought in because everything that I've done using the methods and so many things has like really, really worked, right? You can see with my Instagram, there's more of a theme to it. It's more professional, right? I'm just being more intentional with what I'm doing because I understand where I'm going and the steps it takes to get there. Okay, so I'm here and I'm here for the week and I'm learning and I'm really enjoying this process. Now, the state track and field pep talk for you. California, it's a very big state and there's different regions that we have, different sections. And within those sections, we have divisions. Long story short, we all funnel into one place, just like every other state. The difference is many other states, they have different tiers of state championships, meaning you might have a state championship in Texas, but you might have 6 different divisions. Large school, and so there's a small school champion for state. In California, we don't have that. We have division champions for the small schools, but then those small divisions blend in with the big schools, and we have one champion per event. So there's 16 events, I believe, in California for track and field that's contested. So there's 32 athletes, period, each year that can say, I won a state championship individually, right? Meaning 16 boys or 16 girls can say, I was the state champion. No one else can claim that for this specific year. Okay, so the pep talk is like, what's your mentality going into this meet? Many track meets, to get to state, you have to like advance, keep advancing, right? And they go into some of these meets, even if they're good, and they're like, oh, I qualified, I'm out of here, done, right? You can't really do that for this specific meet. The focus going into state is 99% of the athletes that are at the state meet are just there because they're happy to be there. 1% are actually technically, if you do the real percent, but we'll go with 1%. 1% is actually going to be a state champion. So going into this competition, you have to compete like it is the only thing you have left. Like tomorrow doesn't even exist. You have to compete now, right? There's certain strategies behind that as well when it comes down to how many jumps you take. At the end of the day, you have to go into the meet, not like, oh, well, I always jump this distance. Look at the jumpers right now. I should be fine. No, don't have the mentality. I used to tell my athletes that, and they would fall short because there was some guy or girl that would be like, I'm not going home tonight. And they would just pop off a huge PR, right? 2016, I watched like 5th round Tara Davis jumps, 40 feet. 6 other girls back to back to back all jumped 40 feet. And I was like, wow, right? And it came down to, I forgot her name, but either way, on her last jump, she had a 2-foot improvement and in one state, beating Tara Davis. But what I'm getting at with this conversation is you go into state with, I'm going to do what I've always been doing. Do what you always have been doing. And that's going to put you in a very good place. If you have to do more than you always have, then you need to do what you always have been doing better. Okay? Like going into the state championship, there's going to be a lot of pressure, a lot of people, a lot of anxiety, people getting hurt all over the place. Like state, people get hurt left and right because they're trying so hard to just do their best. And that's what I mean, that when you try hard, you don't get the same results, right? Quick little side story. My cousin was cooking breakfast in the morning and I just smelled like sausage burning. And I walk into the kitchen and I was like, yo, what are you doing? And the fire was on super high all the way up, right? Like right before it stops clicking, to light, it was like right before that, right? What are you doing? And he was like, oh, I'm in a hurry. So I turned the fire up so I can get out of here. I'm thinking like, the food doesn't cook faster. All you're doing is burning the outside, and the inside, like I thought, was frozen still. And I was like, it was raw. Either way, you can't do that when you're performing for state or any meets, to be honest. You have to go in there with a game plan and perform that game plan to the best of your ability, aka do that game plan, and you perform. You can't add in, take out, and adjust things last minute. Whatever you're adjusting, it just causes more problems. You've had recipes where you add too much of this and you try to doctor it up and save it and subtract this and add other things. Like, it takes so much longer to do all that stuff. Go in, follow the recipe, do exactly that. Like, don't worry about other people. You can't at the state championships, and you can't win state unless you're in the state championship final. Get to the final, and you have to win every single round each time. There are athletes that, they jump a big mark in the beginning and they keep passing, couldn't keep passing. People are sitting there watching you, and as you're passing, you're getting cold. As you're passing, you're not in a rhythm. As you're passing, that person who is trying to beat you each and every single time they go, they're going to pop one. And they pop one, then you're going to say, oh, well, I'm going to save my last jump, the 6th round, just in case to see what's going on. It's too late. You can't just turn on that switch. Well, you can. But it's harder to turn on that switch from I've been sitting and passed the last 2 or 3 jumps, and now I'm going to jump and beat this person who just jumped inches better than me. It's very tough, right? So, here's the secret to helping you perform at a very, very good level. Celebrate your win. Train this week celebrating your win. I'm going to say it one more time. This week, you train celebrating your win. Every jump, every rep, you're jumping on, and you're celebrating your win. So a secret that I'll share with you guys is we actually have a practice where we literally celebrate our new PR and a win championship. As in, they run down the runway, they do a pop-up or whatever, and then I have them physically do a dance. And we've even had interviews about winning the championship. We just role-played the whole thing. What that does for you, the athlete, is it puts you in this energetic space of I did it, versus the space of I'm trying and it's in the future, I'll see what happens. It's a different energy. So that pep talk I have for you is pretend, be the person that you are wanting to be that person now. So you're that person all week with the hopes and the expectation that you get to be a state champion forever, but you started the conversation and the emotions early because it'll be Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. It's Friday. Yep. So be in that space. My athletes will. To be honest, they already are. So, but it's going to be exciting. So let's have fun. All right. Till next time.